So what do we got so far? All these releases ruining his relationships, ruining his business, ruining his reputation. Some of them is just, divide and conquer. Some of them can go street. All right. Let's do it for real this time. Not joking like we did yesterday. No sarcasm. What's the next leak? There's going to be a leak today, okay? I'm 75% sure. There's going to be a leak today. But who? Who's next? So we got the little baby one, pure divide and conquer. The QCP. You see the way he talking? That could go street shit, right? Insert the chat with Rollo and 6ix9ine, all these type of people. What else do we got? You there with 21 Savage. There better not be something coming out or dropping with him talking crazy about 21 Savage. That'd be bad. We're gonna get into Lil Durk, obviously. Y'all see the title. That's the latest and the greatest. What else do we got? Damn, it's like all these the Kendrick one yesterday. That's bad, but that's more of a business relationship and image and reputation one. And then, of course, you also heard the relationship with him and Drake. Oh, man. Tactical. Why don't they just put it all out at once? They're like, nope, we're going to Netflix this day by day by day by day by day. We're going to walk this down. So, yeah, 75%. There'll be another one today. And there's got to be more because all jokes aside, if this is a real attack on all of the jail recorded or recordings from Young Thug, and everybody's at the point where they're like, yo, did he lift a weight in there? Did he read a book in there? All he did was spend time on the phone. Everybody's calling him a over chatty patty at this point. I mean, there's a lot more recordings then, right? And he seems to be spending a lot of his time speaking about people. So it could be hours of audio that is yet to be released. I don't know. But let's get to it, man. Outside of that, what do we got today? We're going to do a bunch of Young Thug. We're going to do some internet reaction. I may have had a little catch from yesterday's stream that I'm going to have to clean up related to Young Thug. So I got him on that one. I got a transition for that one as well. Coming out of the Young Thug topic, I'm going to talk about some hip hop icons and their reputation and how much that impacts their career. Okay. I think that's going to be an interesting transition. It's going to lead me into Albee a little bit. We got some Drake updates. I do see now from yesterday's updates. Thank you, chat. UMG offices getting raided. I'll play that clip. What else do we got? We got a Rampage Jackson update. He's speaking out again. This one's now a video interview, and he seems to almost be disowning his son, at least temporarily. We'll react to it. We'll see how we feel about that. What else do we got? I got a debate for you, a Mount Rushmore album debate. We got some cool things towards the end of the stream, a news update at the end of the stream that broke my heart. We'll get there. All right, but let's kick this off. Lil Durk, Young Thug, they supposedly close, right? They brothers, right? Let's hear the audio. Let's see how this kicked off. Damn, dog. Now these two gotta have issues, huh?
What's up with the boy Durk? You with the boy Durk?
Yeah.
You need to make that nigga do something. You need to make that nigga. I don't know. I did a lot of player shit for the boy too, though. When the boy career went where it supposed to be, man, Pluto. I was really like locked in with him, like get really with him. But I don't know. He acting a little different. I don't like that, man.
What you mean?
Like
what he?
I done sent him a few songs. He just like shit. I know for sure going right up. He just goddamn taking his time. Nigga go to
man,
4-5 days,
yeah.
10 days later, just like that little type shit. Like, man, you got going on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I already know what you mean.
Like, man, nigga done did too much shit for you, man. Watch out, nigga.
Yeah.
He did that to my last album, too. Yeah, I wanted him on my last album. Yeah. He sent a song for my last album. Yeah, he sent a song for it. Then, goddamn, when it's time to clear the song, he don't clear the song. So the song didn't make the album. Like, look,
he ain't cleared.
Man, didn't clear it. Didn't clear the song.
What you mean ain't clear the song?
Yeah, he did. He worked out. Then you get on the internet, keep talking about thug, this and that, man. Set that cap ass shit out, man. You rapping be crazy, boy. You rapping hell, boy.
All right, so yeah, you're calling him cap. You're also insinuating that he's on the internet using your name for clout. Let's call it what it is. You say you're on the internet talking about thug this and thug that. If you don't move like that with you, if you guys aren't really rocking like that, if he's not doing things for you at that level, you're pretty much calling him cat, right? And you're saying he's clout chasing off of your name on the internet. I get it. You can't even look at this and be like, well, what if they're not that close? I mean, that is true. Lil Durk got interviews with academics and footage online and tweets and all that talking about I love Thug. Like you're saying the words I love you to the man. You know what I'm saying? So let's just assume that they really do have a close relationship. They really have a level of expectations out of each other. But the thing that I'm seeing here on the Thug side of it that I don't like, and especially coming off of the Kendrick shit yesterday, even the releases of these audio is like tactical, right? Because you could look at him hating on or the way he was talking about Kendrick yesterday, and then this is like a similar audio drop, similar tone, similar context. Lil Durk beefing or talking behind people's back, talking down on people because you're not getting features. But anyway, the context of what he's saying there is just like, if I'm Lil Durk, you know, I'm a whole superstar within myself. He mentioned 4 to 5 days. What the fuck is 4 to 5 days? For a superstar to turn around, hop into the studio, and cut probably a free verse for you. Now, I get it. You want the world to stop because you calling somebody for a verse, and God forbid you miss this release date that you want to drop on the same day as Gunna. Now, I don't know if this particular Durk verse that he's talking about, not the second one, the first one was for the same album that he was talking to 21 about. Yo, 21, man, you gonna do that for me? You gonna do that for me? I need you to run to the studio, put a verse on that, man. I gotta drop it next Friday or whatever with Gunna. I want to smash his album. I don't know. Yeah, I have expectations of my peoples, right? But I know that all my friends and family also have their own lives. They got kids, they got careers, they got stuff going on, they got their personal lives or whatever. The world don't stop when I make a call. You got to come through for your boy in a timely manner, but the world don't fucking stop for you. And if this was just random, I saw this video clip, it would give me more ability to say like, there's two sides to the coin. But because we seeing all this other over entitled shit from Young Thug, especially that clip yesterday, I made him look horrible. That's the only clip that I spent like 5 minutes just laughing while I was listening to it, to him and the Kendrick shit. It's like the way he was talking, like, damn, like you talking like he's your girlfriend or some shit, Kendrick. Like that shit really had me laughing. So when I got context and like his personality and character from the Kendrick shit to look at this one, I can't play it too neutral. Like the odds is already stacked up against Thug. Like, who are you, homie? Like, yeah, you're Young Thug. You're a whole superstar. You have friends. You have expectations. You've done things for these artists as well, to be fair. But what's all of this talking down on people, almost as if you're trying to turn people against these people behind their back? That's different. And this is the type of stuff I'm supposed to be able to talk to you about. And maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Maybe you brought this directly to Durk. Maybe you said something, but you're also carrying something. I don't know if you brought this to him. You talk about the last album as well. He didn't clear it. Did he not clear it? Was it a record label thing? Was it a beat thing? Did it have something to do with him? Was it politics, music industry shit, record label shit? Who knows? But the way he's talking about people is just like, if you're on the opposite side and you hear this audio, you just ask the question like, are we really friends? Are we really friends? It's one thing if you're behind my back and you're like, yeah, I'll holler at ARP to put a verse on this. I ain't get it yet. I'm waiting on his ass, man. He taking forever. Cool. You know what I'm saying? But you're kind of like trying to tarnish my reputation behind my back. That's different because you even add things like, then you're going to run around saying thug this, thug that. All that shit is cap. You're calling Durk cap. You're saying that he's out here clout chasing your name, but not doing shit that you're asking for. That shows me we have an issue. We don't really fuck with each other the way we thought we fuck, or at least in the public, we don't. And that's why I could really understand other people coming out and saying shit. So when we say some of these audio clips is just divide and conquer, ruin his relationships, some of them also go street. This is one of them. Durk a street nigga, Thug a street nigga, a lot of street niggas around Durk. Them niggas ain't sitting around waiting like 21 Savage was saying to Thug. Like, man, everybody should just chill on Gunna until you say so. Look at these OTF niggas already speaking out. You think they got word from Durk that fast? No. They just gonna speak out. And it creates friction, it creates beef. Lil Durk associate OTF twin seemingly reacts to Young Thug calling out Durk in new audio. Nigga on them phones gossiping like a straight B. Damn. Look at this. So this is what posted to a story. OTF twin 300. That nigga on the phone's gossiping like a straight B. What's this next one? I'll never trust a nigga that put on makeup and a dress. You see this? And that's what I mean about the beef behind the shit. And they're just gonna sit back and watch. Are y'all gonna shoot at each other? Y'all gonna beef with each other? Y'all gonna fight? We're just gonna watch it all play out. Then people, to the point where even Young Thug gotta respond. So you know this is all getting to him because what was it, like 2-3 days ago? He said, I'm just gonna let the music talk, right? All right. It only took 48 hours for him to come right back and start tweeting about this stuff again. It's pissing him off, you could tell. Young Thug says he's the reason Brian Steele is helping Lil Durk in his case. Okay, what's this? All y'all new junkies in OTF, just know I'm the one sent Brian Steele to help him on my dime. Now, that is very stand up. That is very, very dope. You help your people when they're in their times of need, when they're at their all-time lowest point. Lil Durk is sitting in prison right now, awaiting murder for hire trial. So if you could send a high-power lawyer his way, that's how it should be. Don't let me come back home and realize that me and you was brothers outside and you didn't do shit for me when I was in there. All right. The same way when you was in there, they say Lil Baby was doing a lot, sending him all types of money, put $1 million on his lawyers and all that type of his legal fees and whatnot. Right. It's kind of expected. But once again, if that's where you got to go to defend your own audio clips, I'm just saying it just don't look good. It is a good reaction. Like, hey, OTF guys, how much money did you guys send to Lil Durk? How much money are you guys putting on his legal fees? I get it, but this shit is getting under his skin, B. Oh man, we can't overlook how much this is tied into the Kendrick thing, though, because like I said, the theme of what he's saying in these back-to-back calls, at least leaks, it's the same thing. Give me my features. I need my songs. You take too long. Why wouldn't you do a song for me? Fuck you now. You a lame. You this, you that. And you're still getting reactions for that now, too. What's this one? Glasses Malone's now talking about the Kendrick shit.
Does he mad, though?
I mean, that's cool because he didn't get what he wanted. He wanted a feature. But I'm saying, I'm explaining to Thug why that didn't matter. What you represent to Drake ain't what you represent to us. And you got to know that. Like, what you represent to Drake ain't what you represent to us. Don't none of us give two fucks about no another street nigga, period. I can't do no song with no nigga in this business that's going to give me cultural cachet.
But should we be shocked about Thug's attitude towards the situation? The nigga wear dresses. Like, a nigga who acting like a young lady in the situation who wear dresses, like, he act like a hoe in that situation. He didn't get his way. Now that nigga just saying bullshit. I thought he came across in that situation, in that audio.
No, yeah. But that was his private conversation. But just the thought, I just didn't want. I'm just really being honest with why it's different for us, homie. Like, we don't need you for that. We don't need Wham for that. We don't need 21 for that. Like, and I'm speaking for Dot. I'm speaking for J-Rock. I'm speaking for Q. I'm speaking for Show. I'm speaking for all of us that really came up the hard way in the streets, that got our own reputation and our own cultural cachet. We don't need y'all for that. You can't give us no cultural cachet. It's actually, honestly, it's kind of like at the core of street urban culture, it's frowned upon because nigga, you wearing dresses. Like, niggas like you fuck with that. Like, don't get me wrong, the niggas who ain't tripping, that's getting high, that's partying, they gonna be like, oh, you got the Thug feature. That's solid, G, that's player. But at the essence of it, the solid stomp down niggas, you know what I mean? Nigga gonna be like, oh man, you fuck that nigga wearing that dress, man. That nigga really, they gonna be asking you if this nigga like men. You get what I'm saying? That sound bad? No, not fuck with that.
Accurate.
No,
it's accurate. Oh shit.
Look at Trap's face.
No.
Be on the dress.
You don't think if you came back with like the Thug, gonna be kind of like certain niggas gonna be like, what's up with that? What's up with him?
Nah, I think we'd be.
Yeah. So this is, to me, more so about how much it's open season on Young Thug right now. If none of this stuff was happening, let's say he was just fresh home when he just beat his charge, well, got his plea, comes home, everybody's like, congratulations, free back to freedom. And none of this audio drops. Not the interrogation footage or audio doesn't come out neither. Does Thug pop up on a Kendrick feature and people go like, yo, what's up with that? You rocking the dress? Absolutely not. You know, the amount of respect and the endearment that Thug has or had when he first came home. This is all post interrogation and audio clips dropping. I don't see Glasses Malone saying this if none of that stuff happens. 1000%. Okay, I don't see people bringing up his dress either. Fresh off of the YSL RICO, where people is talking about murders and all this street shit or whatever. Nobody's talking about him wearing a dress the moment he comes home. This is all related to how his whole image and reputation is looked at differently now. It's all swapped. So, leading off of that, when I talk about swapped, where are we in the world when a street nigga of the caliber of Young Thug, a 6ix9ine, can get at you? Somebody that comes home and openly claims, yes, I snitched, I told. Where are we? Or should I say, where are you? That's how much Young Thug is damaged. You would have never thought you could put these guys in the same sentence, street-wise or credibility-wise. Never. 6ix9ine and Young Thug? I would have lost every dollar in my fucking savings account, B. Look at this shit. 6ix9ine speaks on Young Thug snitch allegations. We holding your F ass accountable for the street code you always wanted to uphold. A month ago, he could have never tweeted this and gotten a second of attention from anybody on the internet. Industry, streets, podcasters, media, fans, nobody. Today, he actually gets legs from saying shit like this. It's crazy. Look at this post from 6ix9ine. This Batiman talking about bashing him only gonna fuck up the rap game. Nigga, you the reason the rap game fucked up. 85% of y'all be undercover ratting. Man, watch out. Everybody's playing with the watch out now. I said this 5 years ago, and y'all called me crazy. Wow. And he puts a picture of him with looking like he's kissing into the camera. They are playing with Thug. 6ix9ine is playing with Thug. 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine. Let me tie back into the Kendrick stuff. Just a thought that crossed my mind yesterday. Because the Kendrick audio drop, and once again, that involves Drake. So when we see Thug putting down Kendrick to a degree and bigging up Drake, all of that is now broken. The credibility of that is all gone. And we know how petty Drake is. You know, for him to see audio of Young Thug so pissed off he couldn't get a feature from Kendrick. God knows what type of personal conversations they have behind the scenes about Kendrick, right? So that relationship got to be tarnished if Drake just has eyes and ears, right? But it happened in the past to a degree. I'm not trying to say that he was trying to rock with Kendrick like that, but he definitely had a lot of respect for Kendrick, to the point where he was pulling up to people's cribs about arguments that started over Kendrick's catalog. Who remembers it? Remember when he had a literal back and forth and beef with French Montana over Kendrick?
I don't even get cool points in my hood or in no nigga hood for even talking to suckers like you. Like, I don't even talk to niggas like you, bro. Like, stay in your lane, I stay in my lane, bro. You ain't even on my level when it come down to getting no business handled or none of that. Like, you're a bro. I'm not finna argue with you on the internet. I'm not finna argue with no rap nigga on the internet, no none of that, because I know that's what the critics and the white people and the motherfucking society, I know that's what they want, nigga. That's what they get. That's what they get a rush off. So I don't even want to have no problems. Not problems. I love problems. I don't even want to have no back and forth internet smoke with none of you, especially no nigga like you, bro. Like, this come with M's, bro. This come with batters, bro. Like, you ain't gonna kill nothing and let nothing die. We don't even got no time to have no smoke with each other. Like, it ain't that serious. You know what's up with me, bro. You know. French Montana. Listen, bro. Get out of your feelings. I'm only speaking from an artist standpoint. You do not have nowhere near more hits than Kendrick Lamar whatsoever. You probably won't ever have more hits than Buddy. So get that out of your head. I don't know what you're taking, but get that out of your head. Second of all, I got off the phone with Savage. I told him I was coming to put him in Atlanta for a few days. I was supposed to get on the jet yesterday, and I was supposed to get on the jet today, but I ain't make it. So that's why he put it up and said, I'm in the Holler Gap. We don't got no smoke with each other. Third of all, that's what I forget for even with niggas like you. I wore that dress in your video just to show love and support because I only put that dress on when it's real, when I feel like it's real love or what it's supposed to be. That's the only time I do that type of, because I thought it was love, but that's the thing is I get for niggas like you. But it's okay. Say his. I'm saying, only his. I have some bullshit ass dogs, so it's for rent sign, it's a sale sign right here, so I know it's for sale. I'm gonna go to sleep, all right. I'm gonna head out.
Hey, Thug, man, thank you for wearing that skirt for me on those styles. You heard? Hold the cap.
Allegedly pulling up to cribs and whatnot. And it all started over French saying that he got more hit records than Kendrick, and Thug, jumped out there and defended that and argued over that? Damn. If Kendrick wants to diss Young Thug, he's got some bars that he could put together behind the history of this. And then the phone call shit yesterday, like, damn. You see everybody already talk about on Squabble Up that they feel like that was a shot that he was taking at Young Thug. It could be a reach. It could. You never know the level of Kendrick. Who knows? Maybe Kendrick knew more behind the scenes leading up to all of this than we did. You just never know. You just never know. But the history is the history. Let's continue to more reactions now. YSL Mondo, remember the co-founder of YSL, right? Of course, he no longer rocks with Young Thug. They don't get along anymore. They had a fallout over the promotion situation or the promoter situation. You know, the bookings. But he is making a heavy accusation in this video, y'all.
I ain't spell goddamn Gunna. I ain't spell Lil Woody. Like, I was on the E-Boy's ass. You feel what I'm saying? So it's only right that this might be my last time talking about it, but I didn't show Gunna them no sympathy. I was on them boys' ass. Like, I even made a song about Shawty and some more shit. Like, I was on their ass, y'all. So I can't wait a few days and then just be like, no, I'm gonna leave Shawty alone. No, bro. But it need to be talked about. Because when I really sit back and think, this is what make me say, you know what, I'm gonna get back on this bitch and say something else. Because when I really, really, really think about it, I just really put the pieces to this shit the real way, right? Motherfucker was trying to say, oh man, Woody started the RICO. Oh man, da-da-da. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Y'all, I want everybody to use their brain for a second, right? Tell me if I'm lying, though. Look at my salon, Robin Tula Katu. What's up, my brother? Tell me if I'm lying, though, y'all. Didn't the Lil Wayne tour bus shit happen before Nut got? Before any of that shit happened? Before anybody else told about anything?
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Buddy, you the first to tell, buddy. You the first to go in there talking to the police. Facts. That was way before the goddamn before Nut got in some more shit. So you mean to tell me, buddy, you was the first, you the reason why the RICO started. That I ain't gonna keep beating around the bush. You the reason why the RICO started, buddy. Let's keep it real. Come on, man, let's keep it real. Buddy, you the reason why the RICO started. Come on, bro. Like I said, I wasn't gonna talk about it no more, but I ain't let up off the rest. I ain't let up off of Gunna like that. I was on Gunna ad when the shit first happened. I was on Woody ad when it first happened. You feel me? I can't let Buddy just get out there easy. Cause when I said, when I think about it, brother, you the reason you told before Nut got, you told me you was already telling. You was already telling, my brother. You the first to tell. You the first to tell. Start telling. You the first to start talking to the police. The Lil Wayne too, but shit happened way, way, way before that. You the reason why the RICO started. You been telling. And you running around these motherfuckers talking about did that in the third. But I'm talking about you a rat. Oh, I can smell you all in interview. I can smell a rat. Come on, man. Come on, man. Talking about you can smell a rat. You been rat. You the biggest rat. You a possum. You the biggest rat it is, buddy. You was a possum. Damn. That shit ain't right, bro. And you had all these running around these motherfuckers. Like you ruined a lot of people's lives down there, bro. For real, bro. You ruined a lot of people's lives, bro. That shit ain't right, bro. That shit ain't right, gang. Cause it's like we built this shit off of trying to make it out, this shit, bro. I started this shit because I seen something like, I just seen something else like within how we was being loyal, bro, and how we was operating. We didn't start this shit to be no slimy, grimy niggas. That's not what the slime meaning was to me, y'all. It wasn't. But you make this shit into something else, bro. We did this shit to make it out, bro. We ain't make this, bro. We ain't do this shit to keep doing the same shit we was already doing. It's like, bro, what did you expect to happen, my brother? When we did this shit, bro, when you first started getting money, the rap shit blew up for you the real way, and you seen your first million, which I was in prison already. But when you was seeing your first little couple 100,000, when we made it out for real, basically, bro, we ain't never supposed to never look back to none of that shit we used to do, bro. We ain't supposed to go back to that type goof ass shit, bro, when none of this shit happened. You sunk the ship, my brother. And it's so crazy when I say you ruined so many people's lives because you had so many people like me investing my energy and investing so much into you and love and loyalty into you that I put my own rap career on the back burner.
All right, I'm not going to get too much into that whole history because we know they had a fallout. Why y'all putting DC Young Fly in the chat? What's that about? Why I put that? Don't disrespect the homie, man. What's going on? I'll make me make a phone call today. So yeah, timeline wise, I didn't pull it up to go double check Lil Wayne tour bus shooting, and then follow that by the passing, rest in peace, of Big Nut. I don't got the timeline in front of me, but let me ask this question, just for conversational purposes. Hypothetically, if YSL Mondo here is onto something or correct, right? Let me just ask a question. In the face of the feds or in the face of authorities, what do you think is more high profile? The shooting of Nut or the shooting of Lil Wayne's tour bus? Now, the shooting of Nut is somebody losing their life, right? That's supposed to be the utmost, respectfully. Here's how I could say this in a respectful manner. We all know then people don't really give a fuck about certain demographics, certain tax brackets, certain zip codes, and certain people. They might look at that as some hood shit. They really might. A lot of people didn't know Nut until the YSL trial. They probably look at that as just, unfortunately and respectfully, they probably look at it as just another hood nigga shot up in the hood. Shit happens every day, B. That's probably the way them niggas look at that shit, right? Everybody in the chat is saying Wayne's tour bus. You see where I'm going with this question? I'm just trying to open this logic up, right? Now you got Lil Wayne, household name, superstar, tour bus, get shot up, news headlines. It's like almost how y'all don't give a fuck when it's just 63rd and O Block and all this type of shit. But the minute one of these niggas in this whole war gets shot up in the Gold Coast, FBG Duck, rest in peace, whole different ball game because of where it happened and some of the name. You see what I'm going with this? So if it's higher profile to us, it's going to have more police investigation, more police hours. It's going to have deeper roots. And then if you start to find out, like, wait a minute, these are a bunch of millionaires involved in this situation. Is there ties between some of these gangs? Hold on. I'm going to sit here with Young Thug. I'm literally going to ask him in the interrogation audio, but you and Baby and Lil Wayne, aren't y'all bloods? Or hypothetically, if there was a beef with Roscoe, like, why would he do that? And they start to try to connect all these pieces between the gangs and the names and the millionaires and the problems and the drama. And Young Thug is up there talking, oh, nah, I just sold him some weed or I don't know. He breaks the law today. Maybe I'm not sure if he shot it up or not. And here's all the history between Lil Wayne and Baby and why they got problems, which to me always is like, damn, that's never going to be good because it establishes motive. I'm not saying that you're in there saying, yo, Baby is indirectly responsible for Lil Wayne's tour bus getting shot up, but you're giving them motive. You're giving them story and back history about why Baby and Lil Wayne had friction. That then says, all right, as a detective, let me look more into this beef between Lil Wayne and Baby to see if that's going to put me in the track of why this tour bus got shot up. So I'm not saying that what YSL Mondo is saying here is true. None of us really know. But from a street standpoint, it's absolutely wrong and possible for Young Thug to be saying those things in there. And if the timeline is the bus shooting happens before the passing of Nut, it is very possible that that shooting is what started the whole entire RICO, putting all these people together and looking into all these backstories and all this beef and all these relationships. Just imagine if we get full all-out proof. I mean, the fucking authorities is leaking everything else, right? Imagine we get full all-out proof that this whole RICO started because the tour bus shooting, and if the tour bus shooting is linked to Lil Wayne and Young Thug's beef, and then it gets all the legs that it needs because of Young Thug's interrogation audio, then you got to say, damn, is that why they leaked the audio? It's insane. All right, let me take YSL. Not my words. This is just the can of worms that YSL Mondo, who is the co-founder of YSL, opened up. I'm just saying. Just saying. All right. Let's go back to Young Thug's response. So Young Thug speaks on internet bashing his name. Once again, you're the one that said you was gonna fall back and let the music talk. Not that easy, is it? Bashing me only gonna fuck the rap community up more. I'm the blue to this fake ass game. Does he mean like blue red pill? Is that what he means? I don't know, but this is also what 6ix9ine was responding to. So question, people, is him going through what he's going through right now gonna fuck up the hip hop community? Is it gonna fuck up the game? You're asking an 80s baby hip hop head. Y'all don't want me to answer that, do y'all? Because I don't own. I'm about to pull up some albums in a second. I'll give y'all a sneak peek. Hold on. So these albums. Let's see albums. You see more albums. Some more albums. I got a topic for y'all coming up today with those albums. I say that to say, I don't own a single Young Thug album. Do I respect his music? Do I feel like he has some hits? Yeah, he does. But I don't stop what I'm doing. The world doesn't freeze for a Young Thug release for me, preference-wise. It doesn't, right? Why would he assume that his shit don't stink when it comes to hip-hop? Some people don't even call your style of music flat out pure hip-hop. And I'm not trying to go the route of now y'all want to diss my music. No, I'm not saying that. But this is what's going on with Drake. That's the whole point that I'm about to make here. Bigger point. And it's not advice that I expect people to ever listen to, find its way to this content, or even take. But, buddy, nobody is bigger than the program. That's number one. Number two, don't start pointing the finger at everybody else when they on your ass for your own actions, okay? The world could do without Drake's music. It'll be a loss considering how much he's put in, how much views and streams and hits and albums that he does give the industry. Yes, that is a loss. But Young Thug, I mean, if you never put out another piece of music, your fan base is going to be pissed off. Hip hop is not going to skip a beat. It's not. You know, so this type of tweet, you got to read the room, what's going on right now. Bashing me. It's not just bashing you. There are some people that's having fun. There are some people that's playing around with this. There are some people that's just, this is all a joke to them. Absolutely agree with that. But everybody always skips the person in the mirror. There be no accountability, B. These are your audio clips, and that's your interrogation audio that dropped. And nobody just woke up once again and said, hey, let's get Young Thug out of here. That's not what happened, B. That's not what happened. You got to navigate this tactically. And if you have that, then you will survive that. Anybody could survive anything on the internet these days. We can tell. Drake could come back tenfold. Rats can come back and still release. 6ix9ine still makes money. 6ix9ine still has a career. And he's owning up to it. Like y'all could come back from almost anything on the internet. If R. Kelly comes out right now, releases an album, it might go gold, minimum. Anybody could come, and that's children shit. That's kid shit involved. Minors. Anybody could come back from anything, but you got to navigate it. Don't turn everybody against you to the point where you're just like, damn, nigga, you just ignoring the real reason why everybody got this issue. All right. And said that, let me stick up for him once again here and also try to be responsible with my own content. So I ran a piece of content yesterday. I said a fan called Young Thug a rat to his face. I found a video that might make that untrue. So let me play that for y'all.
Don't do that. Hey, Thug, brother. You know, I love you, brother, man. Trust me. Good, brother. I just wanted to take a break. Get your chain back. Come on, get your chain. I'm Steve Joe, the chain snatcher. I fuck with you.
So basically, the magic spell that I casted is working too hard.
Look, brother. You already do. I ain't gonna lie, this is freaky.
Thug, he just walks past us. Yo, oh my God. Oh, you made your bet bigger. Now
You see that? So everybody knows this guy out in Florida. He's always trolling people, the whole chain snatching thing. He even trolled Young Thug. You just saw that in the footage, right? But he keeps running across Young Thug, and I guess they're getting a little bit familiar with each other. Young Thug stops at times, shakes his hand. But that footage right there, you didn't hear nothing about use all that rat and use a rat, right? It seemed to be, and then you saw another clip of it when he turns and he's talking to his boys like, yo, Young Thug just walked past us. It appears like that footage is originally Stephen Joe's footage. It does still add the fact, like, damn, like they playing with Thug to the point where they just creating videos like that and putting that type of audio over it. That's wild. But
look, brother,
you see,
you already do.
None of that rat audio is in that piece. And look, he's now in the background of all of this. So let's be responsible. Nobody called Young Thug, at least on camera that we've seen, a rat to his face. But that original footage that dropped like yesterday or the other day, that shit was crazy. So let's clean that up a little bit, okay? That's all I could do right now for Young Thug. Everything else is a bad look, okay? All right, I'm gonna get into this transition topic now, and it's gonna lead me into some of Albee's position on, because Albee responded to the Young Thug allegations as well. And if you don't know who Albee is, Albee, rapper out of Jersey. If you ask me, some of his music is super, super dope. Everybody should be at least aware of this guy, what he's got going on. The Cobra is Coming mixtape, Cobra mixtape, Cobra from the Planet of the Apes. He has a whole theme about that, about the ape Cobra and what he represented in the movie, and he spun off like a lot of music behind it. He's got a lot of street credibility and street reputation as well. But the music is fire. We got a lot of dope features. Got features with people like Jadakiss. Got a bunch of features with my guy Arsenal. I just, once again, everybody should at least take a look into some of his shit. Go pull up his song Lucifer. I told y'all about that on a stream probably like last year. Just go pull up Lucifer and tell me how you feel. See if you're not ready to go throw a chair through a window or some shit. But now, broader topic, getting into his response to Young Thug. Dare I say that hip-hop as a genre of music, the fans and the followers of that music connect the most with things that have nothing to do with the artistry than any other genre. Dare I say that, right? Some of our biggest artists ever, we follow them just as much about what's happening outside the booth. And what they represent and what they show us becomes that much more important. So even when Young Thug says things like, you know what, scratch all this, I'm going to let the music talk. That's cool, especially for business, get your money. But you could never return to the place that you're at your peaks until you clean up where your reputation takes a hit. In hip hop, go ask Drake. He's suing over it. Okay? Let's go over some other big examples. Some of the biggest artists ever. How about Eminem? some of the storylines around Eminem are a part of his allure, a part of his draw. Okay, the white guy that came up in Detroit on 8 Mile and the trailer parks and happened to be a better rapper than all of his peers, right? The beef with his mother, the things with his daughter, all of that was big for his appeal, his story. People gravitating to him. People wanted to hear him out. People wanted to listen to him, right? And he's one of the biggest rappers of all time. I don't know from a single album standpoint if he's like still number one or top three. Diamond album, the Marshall Mathers LP, probably, right? Let's try another one. Ever heard of 50 Cent? The whole storyline around his mother being killed, him being shot, his beefs in Queens, the whole thing with Supreme Team, the stuff with Murder Inc. Yeah, there was a lot of music that came out of that too. I smelt, is that you, Irv? Is that you, Ty? Yeah, there's a lot of music that came out of that, but there was a lot of storylines that came out of that as well. Did 50 Cent really get a restraining order on these niggas? What happened in the studio when the lights got cut off and 50 Cent got stabbed? And a lot of stories. Hell, he was able to put out a movie. The story was more of the movie than the music. The music was like the triumph at the end of the music, at the end of the movie, you know? Let's go recent years. This example might trump all the ones that I just said. One of the biggest artists of all time, whether he's still a billionaire or definitely crossed that billionaire mark at one point, Kanye West. Dare I say, for the last 2-3 years, we've paid attention to him for way more than shit that has nothing to do with music. Whether it's you putting on that red hat and you backing Trump, your issues over your kids, your relationship with Kim, you possibly having mental issues, you getting up on these radio shows arguing over the fashion industry. You ain't got the answer, Sway. Like, and that's way more than 3 years ago. But I'm just saying, these are the things that we pay attention to when it comes to Kanye. And some of these things either help or hurt the artist. Oh, wait, I got another one that just popped into my mind. Hold on. Here's a huge one. We paid attention to him as an image, as a character, his storylines, what he promoted, what we believed in him about, just as much as the music. Tupac Shakur. What does the thug life stand for on his stomach? How about this? As far as relating to the Young Thug situation right here, when people feel you're a hypocrite or you're contradicting what we believe you stand for. They killed, who was there when they were saying, hold on, you're the person that made Keep Your Head Up. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. And then you end up with our allegations. They killed Tupac for that. Sexual assault allegations and whatnot on you. They killed him for that. Him getting shot. His beefs. His political positions. His attacks towards the government and the police. Him getting arrested for shooting a cop. This was all the allure around Tupac. And when the music came, the music was going to do what it was going to do, which was mega for him, right? But the moment you find out Tupac is not a thug, he's not a gangster, he's not willing to go run up and start kicking on somebody in the casino. The moment you find that out, his music feels different. The moment we look at Eminem and we say, hold on, man, you've been trying to get back with Kim this whole time. People feel a little different. The moment that we started to question, 50, do you really have a restraining order? You can't be a snitch. It's impossible. Given your reputation and what you've shown us, things would change, right? He survived that, 50. Shit, Chris Gotti is still up here doing interviews talking about that paperwork, if it's real or if it's not. To this day, Chris Gotti is still interviewing about that shit. Kanye West, you know, the things that he's done in the last 2-3 years, it hurt him. It hurt him. He's put out recent music. It came and went. We look at you different, you know? So hip hop, we do that the most, identifying with the artist, based on all types of storylines and things that happen outside of you actually doing the artistry in the studio. Okay. So now let me lead this into Albee and his reaction to Young Thug. I'm gonna pull that up last. Albee is a guy, if you follow him the way that I do, if you listen to his music the way that I do, if Albee ever had audio that came out of him having a conversation with police, even if he wasn't naming names crazy or nothing like that, even if he had like a happy relationship with, interrogation audio that dropped, where he's sitting there just talking about crimes, even if no names, but you're talking about crimes based on what he represents and based on the things he's already said to us and based on how much we believe him, it would crush him. And the same thing just happened to Young Thug. You see where I'm going with this? All right, so I pulled this up the other day. Let's pull it up again. Albee talking about what you do as far as speaking with authorities if an alleged crime or a shooting, for example, takes place, as far as cooperation or even talking to police or authorities.
Shooting somebody who broke in your house and the cops show up, this dude dead as shit, and I tell the cops he was breaking in my house, I shot him. That's snitching?
It's cooperating, bro.
So how do you handle a situation like that, though?
What you mean?
A street, like how does a street handle a situation where breaking in your crib, you boom them,
I'm gonna tell you
call
right
the
now,
cops?
that's how real I am. You let the lawyer handle it. Don't say shit.
Don't say shit.
That's how you handle it. You mean ain't nothing else to talk about? It's like, I bet they asking you, nah, hold on. What you mean? You asking me these questions? Let me call my lawyer. Your lawyer gonna know how to handle that situation. My client don't want to talk. Such as it's a man dead on my floor. They don't even know what happened. It's a man dead on my floor.
I got ring cameras.
But now the lawyer's gonna explain all of that to you, like, oh yeah, that came, he broke in this man's house, he was trying to rob him. Boom, boom, boom. Now you got your case. But once you start talking and cooperating, it goes out the window.
Right.
Listen to me.
Right.
You got the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you. I'm talking to you for.
Shooting somebody who broke.
Okay. So when I see that clear-cut position from Albee, he just can't talk to authorities. If, like, God forbid, like, and if something happened, he can't. He'll go through exactly what Young Thug is going through. Real talk. And by the way, side note, for we civilians, right, like me and a bunch of the civilians that's in the chat, if you keep quiet from like that example, a shooting in your own house, somebody broke into your crib, right? It doesn't have to be because of his laws and his codes. He answered from a street nigga standpoint. Clearly, they asked him, what does a street nigga do in this situation? And he answered, me, I'm being very selective or totally quiet in that scenario, not because I'm a street nigga, but because I know that even a home invasion shooting, you could still end up going to jail, right? You got to be careful what you tell these authorities, because that's how you turn a justified shooting into a bad shooting, even on your fucking property. You know? Like, what if ballistics come back and the person is shot in the back and the detectives determine that this person was fleeing, even though he's in your house, that he was fleeing your house, and then you shot him in the back 5 times, right? You want to know if now that's what you're facing or you're fighting, and now you and your lawyer get together and let's figure out how we're going to justify, hopefully, or defend or argue that. But if you're already talking about like, oh, what happened? Well, the door opened and then I started shooting. Now you're already on record putting a certain course of action to the police. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens when ballistics come back, things change or whatever. You could be contradicting yourself. You could have been lying. Like, it changes. So I'm not talking for those reasons. But you street niggas like Albee, you got a whole different you can't say a word, right? Let him tell it. Keep going with Albee. Let's pull this one up. Albee would break my heart. If interrogation audio came out on him, it would break my fucking heart. I'm telling y'all right now.
We in a time where they feeding rats and shit, bro. They putting rats on platforms, making them popular, giving them money to speak. You know what I'm saying? 20v1s, dating shows with rats. All that shit. You feel me? This shit is crazy, bro. This world we living in, bro. Like, you don't even, like, the real nigga get ignored, bro. So if you feeding a rat, if you putting money in a rat hand, if you putting money in a rat pocket, you a rat.
Okay. He says, if you even feeding her, you booking whoever, Woody or whoever for a 20v1, or you booking them for Charleston White or Woody for, well, not Charleston White, he claims civilian, but you book Woody for an interview and you pay him, that's the position that Albee is taking. He's getting that job, all right? And he doesn't seem to have picks, and this is what I mean about the compelling storylines around some of these artists that we actually believe. We believe Jeezy the Snowman. And then you see how Albee reacts to the Jeezy and the Gucci situation, right? So he doesn't have any picks he's showing.
I'm from Jersey, you feel me? But Jeezy music did what it did for us up here too. Like I wasn't selling birds and all of that shit, but I was in the streets hard. He said, I'm praying while I'm driving. It's making me religious. Them headlights behind me, they making me suspicious. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm not. I hope it ain't nothing. I just hope it ain't the cops. I live like that every single day. I wanted to meet this so bad. I'm like, yo, this like, yo, why he know my life like that? But it like, what, you know what I'm saying? We with Jeezy out here. So to see him take that L like that and say it's growth. John Gotti died at what age? Google was 60-something. He died a gangster. He's a gangster his whole life. Jeezy's portraying he's a gangster. You gotta be a gangster your whole life. Now you can grow and you can mature and move different. I respect that. But you never tolerate disrespect as a man. Don't do nothing foolish, but put him in his place. Check him. Say something. I'm from Jersey, you feel me? But Jeezy music did what it did for us up here.
So he's talking about Gucci Man doing what he did to Jeezy's face about his dead homie. Dio, I'm not laughing at the deceased situation. I'm laughing at, it's like, yo, was Gucci brash and shit in that moment? Now, we're not talking about snitching. We're just talking about a gangster standing on gangster shit because you're a gangster, right? And as he says, you can mature, but check him. Like you in my face rapping about my dead homie. Yeah, I don't know. Jeezy said that he even spoke to Gucci before that, and they all agreed. Gucci said that on stage. We agreed, I'm going to do this song, right? Jeezy, I guess, agreed to that, like, because it's a bigger thing that he's looking to do, the verses for the city and all that. I don't know. Do you think that that's something a gangster like Jeezy should have never allowed, with at least confronting it to some extent? I don't know. I think that's a little tricky one. But a gangster, a proclaimed street nigga like Albee takes a clear-cut thing on that. Like, yo, I grew up listening to you a certain way, believing in you a certain way. This is a letdown, let alone if somebody snitches. Now let's get to his reaction to Young Thug. So he's got to keep the same energy, right?
It's God, man. It's 7 a.m. We are the wrong people to hang around. Yeah. My brother.
Never going home.
Never. Yeah, I'm never going home. Hey, yo, all that goofy stuff that's going on the internet, right? I see people mocking it and making fun of it. You feel me? Ain't nothing fun about it, bro. It's sad, bro. It's heartbreaking. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all making fun of it and making it jokes, you feel me? And it's like, everybody that's joking about it, not saying like y'all people, but the ones that's like got platforms that's joking about it, them are people that told already or they will tell. It's my opinion on it, my greatest opinion on it. You feel me? And if boy, it ain't no if. Boy did what he did, right? Yeah, it ain't no fun about that, bro. When a real nigga tell, bro, hurt your soul, bro. I'm trying to tell you, I've been through that, bro. I seen my own flesh and blood tell on me. I seen a nigga I looked up to, like, tell on me. There was nothing cool about that. It was nothing to be like, yo, da-da-da-da. That hurt. Yo, I got my paperwork when I was locked up. Niggas that was telling on me, as soon as I got my paperwork, I'm reading the names and I'm reading what they saying to me. Bro, I'm on the toilet, first name, like shit, my nerves, my body just start shutting down. And you heard? Like, you heard? I'll never forget it, bro. And we was locked in, we was 21 and 3. Supermax. We came out for 3 hours. Like, now I'm on the toilet, like literally reading my paperwork, and more people just telling on me. Ain't nothing cool about no real. They can tell it, bro. Ain't nothing to be laughing about. That's that's next level shit. That ain't nothing to be playing with, bro. That ain't nothing to be like, yo, da 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 da. You feel me? That ain't nothing to be playing with, bro. Man, whoever, right? Ain't even just. It's like, yeah, of course, but all them niggas, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like you do, like that ain't. That shit heartbreaking. Anybody that thought or idolized or looked up to him and there was on some real thing, it get dark like that. That's my opinion.
So he kept consistent, you know. He said, "Boy did what he did," you know. But it's heartbreaking when you find out that a real nigga dropped cold. I'm just saying, you guys, if you uphold that lifestyle and if you uphold those codes, you can't gray it. You can't make excuses for it. I don't want to see certain people around you coming out say, "Oh no, we were supposed to go in there and say, Wayne, that I couldn't understand that." Like he said, "What?" I when I see the Yellow example, for example, when he's just like, "No, it's okay to say this because the whole world already knows." I'm just like, "What?" Like it's just it's supposed to. If we look at these now, idolizing them, like he gave the example of, and even in the last video with Jeezy, he's like, we grow up listening to you and believing in you, and then we hear this or we see this, and it's just like, damn, right? I don't idolize none of these motherfuckers. I idolize one person my entire life, and that's my mother. That's it. Okay. I believe in a lot of these guys. I respect a lot of these guys. I think a lot of these guys represent powerful things, have a lot of influence for good or for bad. So yeah, it does feel crazy when you look at somebody a certain way and you find out, damn, this is opposite of what you've been showing us. I'm just painting the picture once again about how much in hip hop your character, your believability, your reputation, your image, and your storylines is tied to your music, and the aftermath of when what you show us and what we believe about you comes out in any form to be opposite. This ain't no Young Thug attack. This is people literally reacting from being shocked. All right. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. We're done with the Young Thug segment. That was a lot, but we're just keeping up with all the different intertwining storylines piece by piece. And y'all could drop in the chat or the comments based on when you see this video. Who's next? What clip is next to drop? Future, 21 Savage, I don't know, more Durk. You know, he spent a lot of time on them phones talking about a lot of stuff loosely, even crime stuff or possible street stuff. You see the QCP one, you know, he's like, nah, pull out his gun, put him on the ground. It was like he's willing to talk certain stuff on jail phone. So we'll see what continues to come out. We'll see. All right, Drake. What was this? Quick one before I play the UMG clip. What's this about? It says the title for Drake's next release, Who Was It? References the Heart Part 6. You mentioning A minor, but niggas got a B sharp and tell the fans, who was it? Who was it? What did I miss? Same shit, right? I'm interested because Drake, if you're drumming up to prove or to show that somebody's being a hypocrite, and if you got something to drop on somebody, go ahead. We see you going for it even in the UMG lawsuit. You're asking for documentation or communications or proof if Kendrick ever put his hands on his wife. So you got it or you get it. Go ahead and drop it. Put in your song. Turn the table if it works. Go ahead. Fuck it. We'll be here for it. We'll talk about it. But if you don't got no evidence or if you don't got something that's going to add up, man, just lines like this, if that's all you're going to present to the public, just little question marks. Y'all say it was me y'all call me A minor, but y'all better be sharp and think about the other person. If that's all you got for us, you're not at a point to be fucking sprinkling hints. Like, that's over, dude. Like, you need haymakers. Like, stop dancing around the shit that is already put you 3 feet deep, not 6 feet, 3 feet. Stop, don't dance around it. If you got it, you need to shoot that gun the fuck off if you got it. What are you waiting for? Because if you don't got it, this gets looked at as corny. It's like the what did I miss shit. What did I miss? And then here's the follow-up. Who was it? Oh my God. I don't know. He been lost his navigation skills. We'll see. We'll see if more becomes of that. I'm not going to belabor that. It's annoying. All right. The UMG office is getting raided. Let's play a clip of this. See what's going on.
Now, a couple months ago, back in April, Spotify announced that they were going to start to remove streams that they consider to be artificial because they wanted to protect the ecosystem of streaming. They want to make sure that artists are not frauded and faking their streams, and most importantly, that artists are not using bots. Now, ever since Spotify has started doing this, a lot of artists have reported seeing sudden drops in their streaming numbers. They've also been getting emails citing artificial activity without any evidence. And the worst part is there's no way to appeal or clarify the data. Now, just like I told you guys earlier, Spotify is checking to see if these.
I mean, in the interview that we're all getting, I mean, because when you get these big superstars to do interviews, we're going to pay attention to everything, all the narratives, all the things that are addressed. A Jay-Z, a Eminem, a 50 Cent, a Kendrick, a Drake, especially in the midst of the Kendrick and Drake beef. You're up there talking about why you painted your nails, if you have a BBL, the abs thing, the fake abs thing. Like, let's keep going, man.
Artists are using any paid click farms, bots, incentivized playlist schemes, or any hidden autoplay setups. Well, fast forward to last week, looks like the feds have officially raided the offices of Universal, Sony, and other major labels in Turkey. Now, you guys might say, well, Chiggs, what that got to do with Spotify, huh? Well, the raid happened due to bribery allegations regarding artists on those labels allegedly paying off individuals for Spotify playlist placements. Now, this investigation has led the feds to also start to investigate in North America, just to see if the artists here are using similar tactics to boost their streaming numbers. Now, here's what we know so far about this raid in Turkey. Now, this all started to happen after several Turkish artists raised complaints, questioning how certain playlists were being created, and also alleging that unfair visibility was being granted to certain artists in exchange for bribes. Now, several singers in Turkey actually came together and asked Spotify to clarify the criteria that they use to create these playlists for transparency. There's also some allegations levied against Spotify, claiming that artificial bot uploads are distorting chart placements in the country. Now, this complaint actually forced Spotify to look into their own people. Spotify launched an internal investigation, targeted some editors in Turkey. According to Spotify, they just want to make sure that their playlist was not compromised by payments or favoritism. Now, so far, you guys, this bot removal from Spotify is happening across all genres. All artists from K-pop artists, Afrobeat artists, rappers, R&B singers are all seeing a decrease in streams. If you guys remember earlier today from Drake and Bobby's interview, Drake was alluding to bots and certain people playing games with music.
People thought what happened between us was something like I don't know, we had something bigger. So many things.
Like what? What's the top 3 conspiracies?
Well, the top conspiracy for why I got removed from YouTube is that you played Tyga's song and then they removed it. That didn't happen.
That's Sly Fox.
We
don't know, right? What we don't know. With the shit that these guys have going on right now.
Who? What
I don't know.
guys?
They're doing this to this song. They're doing that to that song. They're taking songs. They're doing. I don't know.
I don't know anything about
any names. I'm just saying.
Okay.
There's a lot going on in the music industry. God only knows. Tyga might have pulled that plug. You know?
So let's sit back and watch. Let's see if any of the UMG offices in America, any of the Sony offices in America are raided by the feds. And why is Spotify always in the middle of some shit like this? You guys.
All right, so for this, first and foremost, for this to be happening overseas, like we just see, let's see what happens in America. All right. I don't know if that creates so much separation, right? Shit, Drake ain't even American, right? But anyway, UMG's got a lot going on. I don't know if this is, matter of fact, I'm gonna say I don't think this is directly having anything to do with Drake or his lawsuit. It could be a byproduct. It could be inspired by. But UMG has so much going on. They probably have like at least 4 or 5 active lawsuits with other artists going on right now. Is one of them with Limp Bizkit, another one Salt and Pepper, and we went over them already, spoke about them. UMG, you don't get to that level without your hands being somewhat dirty, allegedly, if you ask me. But when we focus in on bots, who believes that there's not botting at this point, right? You got the leak the other day from Young Thug talking about buying streams for Gunna's album, buying streams for his, so we already know this shit. A lot of artists have already come out and spoken about bots and streams, and hell, even 6ix9ine, and they're resurfacing his clips now. You could buy the Billboard top #1 spot if you're inside the industry and you know the politics of it. Shit, Young Thug Audio, he was talking about, I got the plug to actually, get some numbers up and all that type of shit. It is what it is. UMG is not going to get out of this situation scot clean, but there could be that Nino Brown effect, if you ask me. It's like kind of like, if I'm going down, everybody's going down. Because what's the most important thing in all the landscape? Whether it's Drake, whether it's Kendrick, whether it's UMG, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Salt and Pepper, whether it's the London, whoever. What's the most important thing? What does this all boil down to? The almighty dollar. It's all about fucking money, right? So if I sign under UMG right now, I might get some fucking bots or might get a push, or maybe some payola goes around. Or look how much Drake is going after that guy that allegedly proxies between UMG and some of these other platforms, the streaming and the money or what that he's been trying to subpoena for like months, right? Come on, we believe that all of this shit exists, but it might exist across the board. So UMG, you don't get away with this shit scot clean, but everybody slow down trying to just focus this all in on Drake and UMG. Nah, I think it's bigger than that. If they got to do a whole cleanup of the music industry and the whole streaming world, that might be what happens. Because UMG, you are one of the, if not the top player in the fields, and Spotify as well, coinciding with you and doing business deals with you and elevating and playlisting certain artists. And if all of that is really proven out, right, it could be just like the laws that came into place with like payola, where as a DJ, you could then get in trouble for that shit. You could actually serve time for, taking payola and shit. That could happen in the music industry. It could be a whole nother set of guidelines and federal guidelines about botting and streaming. And if you're caught playing any part of it, next thing you know, mandatories come in. Mandatory 5 years, mandatory 10 years if you do this, mandatory, 15 years if you do that, because there's billions of dollars being played with, and it even opens up other artist lawsuits as well. So that's why I think something like this heads. You don't raid offices unless you feel like you got something going on already. So UMG, hey, you got a lot of money, man. And now's the time to spend it because you got all types of major lawsuits and accusations going on. It is what it is. All right, let's go into Rampage Jackson's update. I'll tell you how I feel about this after, man. Y'all might be surprised about my position on this one.
Are you at all worried about his well-being?
Yeah, my son. I am worried about his well-being. How many kids you got?
I got 3.
All right. So why you asking me some stupid ass shit?
Well, can I be real with you?
Yeah.
I can't imagine what it would feel like to see my son do that. I also don't think I would cut my son off if he did that. So if you are worried about his well-being, why are you not talking to him?
Because he dishonored my name. And but
he's still your son.
No, listen. I know he's my fucking son. I'm not cutting him off for forever. I just haven't talked to him.
But this is the worst moment of his life. He needs you now more than ever.
No, listen. I talked to him after the shit happened, and he hid the fact that he did this shit, and he put my other kids at danger based off what the other people said, and I just can't talk to him right now. I just can't. I'm not saying I'm never going to talk to him.
Are you at all worried about his well-being?
Yeah, my son. I am worried about his well-being. Again, I just can't talk to him right now. I need some time. I'm dealing with his attorneys and all that shit, but I'm very disappointed in Roger. Like, yeah, I'm not a perfect parent, so I don't know what's the protocol to how much time you stop from talking to your son when he fucking goes out there and hurt somebody. He put a guy in a fucking hospital. Boom again. I just can't talk to him right now. I need some time. I'm dealing with his attorneys and all this shit, but I'm very disappointed in Roger. Like, yeah, I'm not a perfect parent, so I don't know what's the protocol to how much time you stop from talking to your son when he fucking goes out there and hurt somebody. He put a guy in a fucking hospital. Boom again. I just can't talk to him right now.
So, let's say prior to this interview right here, let's say I had on a scale of 1 to 10 a respect level for Rampage at, let's say, a 10. This dropped me down to a 7. This was a big letdown to watch him say that. Let me go to the nice side first. I could understand that he's going through a lot, not just his son, but him. His career is in jeopardy. His reputation is in jeopardy. His family is being threatened. His other children. I understand all of that. And I sympathize with all of that. And all of that is fucked up to have to go through as a father, as a man, as a human. But I told y'all, man, like for me, the only unconditional 1000% love that I can give to somebody in this world would be my children. Everything else has conditions. Anybody else in this world has conditions. If you marry a woman and you give your life and your dedication, your heart and your assets and everything to that woman, that is one of the key people in your life. But if you walk in that door and your wife is laid in that bed with 5 niggas, you is filing for a divorce, or you might say, fuck you. Some people kill the girl, right? That's not a funny thing. I'm just saying. That means it's conditional. Like loyalty is a condition, right? Unconditional love is it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Jeffrey Dahmer's father, once again, is still sitting right there next to him in court. It doesn't matter. Unconditional love. I don't see that happening truly genuine for anybody other than your children. And no parent is perfect, Rampage. I get it. But dude made a great point. You tried to see if he was a father himself. He said, yeah, I got 3. He was spot on when he says, this is when he needs you the most, right? So, okay, you say Raja also tried to hide things from you after the fact. I don't know what he needed to hide from you. Within an hour, everybody saw the story, knew the story. Within 24 hours, everybody was watching the full stream and had all the context that we need, all the details that we needed, including you. So I don't know what he was able to hide. He may have, out of fear or out of panic, did what kids do to their parents, hide some information or lie, maybe not tell you certain details. But yeah, it's not a good time to lie. Like, nigga, we might be facing attempted murder charges here for you. But why would he lie now? You know, it's a fear thing. And let me say this part of why this is such a letdown for me for Rampage. There's no denying the fact that dude is a fighter and has an aggressive nature because of his father, right? You know, we see a lot of NBA superstars, kids try to follow in their footsteps. Hell, look at LeBron and Bronny, right? Look at these boxers, kids. Look at Muhammad Ali's daughter. You know, look at football players, children. Look at fighters. It's across the board. We see it all the time. Sometimes it's because they just want to be like mommy, be like daddy. That's your first role models, the first people that you look up to. Sometimes it's because, and I know he says he's not the perfect parent, so I really do hope Rampage sees something like this. Sometimes it's because in a world where it's hard to get over the hump, it's hard to even compete with the millions of other people in the same field as you and get that level of success. You as a celebrity are able to open doors for your child. You're able to get that person additional access or a look. Bronny is not better than thousands of people that can enter the draft right now, but he's playing for the Lakers. And that's a thing that LeBron James, his father, should be proud of. I put in so much work that my son, even though he's capable, he's just not 1000% what he, right? He's on the Lakers. He's on the Lakers. I'm proud of that. I'm proud that a father could put that type of work in for his son, right? And that's just what comes with it. It's a who do you know world. It's not what you know, it's who you know. 9 times out of 10, how many of y'all got referrals from y'all jobs? Somebody that got you an interview, moved your interview to the top of the stack, right? Do things for your kids. You're supposed to lay that ground and open doors for them as much as possible. So being Rampage Jackson's son gets him more opportunity, you know, and you're the one that's he's following. You're the one that's training him. You're the one that's guiding him. You're the one that laid that foundation for him. You know, some people go to the extent of saying you're the one that trolls him and instilled insecurity in him. I'm not going to do all of that. I don't want to do that. You know, I'm just going to say he's a fighter because of his father. Rampage knows that, and the world knows that. He made a big fucking mistake. And you're not a perfect father, and nobody is a perfect father. But now 1000% of the time to be that, so like on 10, disappointed in your child because he tarnished the family name, he's got y'all getting death threats, he tried to lie to you, I get it. But the last thing you want to do is not be there for him and his time of need when things is at their all-time worst for him and he comes out on the other end. Then you weren't even a 100% father, not a dad, a father to him in that time. Then your relationship with your child is damaged forever. It never gets back to the peak that it could be. You guys should be able to hate each other for the moment and still embrace. Not talking to the kid right now. If there's anybody that probably is just like, shit, I got you. He can't find that nowhere else. Everybody else says he's wrong. He could only find that in his father. You were the person defending him the other day. You're the only person on the internet defending him. And you should be. You're his pops. That's a letdown, Rampage. As I'm always called spade a spade. That's a letdown, B. And if it stays like that throughout this whole ordeal, I would lose respect for Rampage. You just can't do that as a father, B. You can't. All right. In much, much smaller news, I don't even know this guy's music, but I know he's popular to some of y'all, so let's put it up here for y'all. It's an embarrassment to hip-hop, if you ask me. Rio the Young OG is seen nodding off during his recent shows with an S. Multiple? I'm still going to say allegedly, but yeah, I think his clothes are changing in some of these clips. So here's a purple shirt that he's wearing.
POV, you went to see Rio live and he was doing the fent lean all night.
You can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4. We've got millions of free child place holidays available with 22 kilograms of baggage included. Book now with Jet2 Holidays.
I don't know what's up with the audio, but the commercial played in the background, but this is dead embarrassing, B. I'm embarrassed for, you know how you go watch a video and you feel away? I'm embarrassed watching that shit, B. And this is, yeah, a different outfit. Black now. Let's say allegedly you are leaning off of some shit, whatever drug or whatever, allegedly. It's not just about irresponsibility. And his boys is trying to help him in both scenarios. He won't even open his fucking eyes. I'm embarrassed watching this, B. Look at him. I'm embarrassed watching it. Y'all could keep that topic. I'm cool. I'm going to give it 90 seconds. That's it. We out. All right, let's get back to some real hip hop for a moment. All right. Quick debate. I might surprise y'all with this one. The Mount Rushmore of hip hop artists with no definitive classic albums. Did this one come from Checks and Balances? I forget. If so, shout out to y'all. Generally speaking, these acclaimed artists don't have a consensus classic. A la an Illmatic, like a Nas, a Reasonable Doubt, like a Jay type record. They have some great albums, a lot of people's favorite albums, but there doesn't seem to be a general consensus in the community about a definitive classic. So I do agree that consensus is the word. I don't see that in the hip hop community for these 4 guys. And I'm gonna give you my take, my opinion. All right. So I owed y'all a couple albums, right, that I showed y'all earlier. Okay, let's start with Busta Rhymes. Actually, let's not start with Busta Rhymes. Let's start with Mr. Top 5 Dead or Alive. Let's go with Jadakiss first. Okay. Does he have more albums than these two? I forget. But yeah, Top 5 Dead or Alive. There you go. And of course, The Last Kiss. Right? The only song that I remember off the top of my head is Why. That was a big song. That was a big hit for him, right? That was a big single. But when I look at some of these track lists on both albums, and I remember even a debate that I had with somebody saying, yo, Jadakiss is the best rapper in the Locks, but he don't even have the best solo album. Gangsta and a Gentleman, I can probably put up against both of these, maybe even choose against both of these. And dare I say, watch this, hold on to this controversy, but go listen to the albums if you don't believe me. Sheik has the best solo album of all 3 of them. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. Sheik has the best solo album, but is either one of these a classic? No, it's not. And that's Mr. Top 5 Dead or Alive, right? Okay, cool. Let's go to Fab. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. I come from that era. Some of these is fucking, I got some of these out the mud, if you know what I'm talking about, right? So this was the first one, right? This is the first one. This got Click and Spark on it. It's got Keeping It Gangsta on it. Yeah, no. Keeping It Gang. All right. It's got Can't Deny It on here. I Can't Deny It. Is that it? Is that the song? Nah, that's some West Coast shit. I'm tripping up. I don't even remember. But I'm looking at the track list of this and remembering back then, nah, not a classic. Okay, so they're doing good so far. This looks like one of them Clue-inspired ones, right? More Street Dreams. Looking at the back of this, the track list. Hell no. This got the Fire remix on it. This might have been more like a compilation. Yeah, the Fire remix with Joe Budden. Paul Kane is on here. Yeah, this looks like a Clue-inspired joint. Which was this one? Street Dreams. All right. Street Dreams. We got that one up here, right? What do we got for Street Dreams? What was the hits off of Street Dreams? Was it Breathe? Where's Breathe at? Where's Breathe? It's got to be Breathe, right? I don't see it on the track list back here. But looking at it, nah, this ain't a classic neither. Fuck Fab, we trying. I don't remember what this one was. That one's out the mud. Nope, not a classic. And Loso's Way is dope. Came with a DVD and all that. This is dope, but not a classic. So Fab got classic mixtapes, not classic albums. Let's go to Busta next. All right. So the last one that I have, and if he dropped anything since then, I probably left it alone. The Big Bang, classic. Hell no. It Ain't Safe No More, classic. Hell no. Genesis, I think Genesis has some commercial success, but classic, no. What was some of the hits off of Genesis? Well, let me see. Pastor Kavasi, that with Diddy. That's it right there. I knew this had a big commercial song on it. Pastor Kavasi, yeah. Pastor Kavasi. Yep. Okay. All right. What's this is Anarchy, right? Yeah, Anarchy. Classic album? No, don't even need to look at the track list. All right, his first 3. Let's slow down now. Let's slow down. Is this Extinction? Extinction Level? Is that which one? Yeah, Extinction Level Event. Yep. All right, now hold on. Because I think we're getting close with this album. It's only 1 year left. Everybody ride. New York. Everybody rise. Okay. We starting off strong. We are about to take Extinction Level Event. Tear the Roof Off. Okay. Against All Odds, featuring Flip Mode. Just Give It To Me Raw. They would pause the shit out of that today, buddy. The name of the song literally is "Just Give It to Me Raw." When did this album come out? What's the year? Hold on, son. That's funny. I don't do the pause game, but what year is this shit? What year is this album, B? Let me just see how much times have changed, yo. 1998. He's got a song on it that says "Just Give It to Me Raw." Oh man. All right. Do It to Death. Keeping it. Another one. Keeping It Tight. You know they would name songs like this today, B. Shit. Then the song right after that is this whole line. Track 7 is "Give It to Me Raw." Wait, hold on. The whole line right here. I ain't tripping. Track 7 is "Give It to Me Raw." Track 8 is "Do It to Death." Track 9 is "Keeping It Tight." And then track 10 is "Give Me Some More." Damn, that makes me feel like you did that on purpose. Like, the fuck? Hold on, my nigga. Like, 4 songs in a row named like that? That's hilarious. But some of those songs I remember. Okay, hold on. Let's get back to being serious. Oh shit. What's it gonna be with Janet Jackson is on this one? Okay. I don't know. This might be a classic album. It might be. I would have to play it and feel the vibe. This might. I'm gonna put this in the might category. His second album, When Disaster Strikes. Remember this one, y'all? Remember? We're gonna memory lane it for a second. This is important. That Mount Rushmore that's up there. This is important. We ain't gonna disrespect the legends. All right. The intro, Whole World Looking at Me, Survival, Hungry, When Disaster Strikes, So Hardcore, Get High Tonight, Turn It Up. Hands Where My Eyes Can See is on this. Hands Where My Eyes Can See. Straight buck wildin' in a place to be. In God we trust. It was so much that you heard of us, yo, we murder us. A lot of people is wondering and they curious. How me and my unit do it, it's so mysterious. You know, when it violent, truly, you know, I know I switched the verses, but type of nigga that'll slap you with the Tulio. Real shook, scared of that. X that. Look at Shorty, she a little cootie, yo, the way she shake it, make me want to put it all in up. It's like that song you had to learn the words to, right? It's like you was forced to. That was a mega song, but one song does not make an album a classic. Things We Be Doing for the Money. Dangerous is on here. That's a big song. That's a lot of commercial success. I remember the videos he was dropping at this time too. Oh fuck, classic songs, mega hip hop moments, but not a classic album. I think Extinction Level Event, just from trying to remember the track list, might go further as a complete album than Disaster Strikes. Now, this one I got a problem with. Okay. His first album, I just feel like it ages in a way where we got to give this the classic word. The coming intro, Do My Thing, Everything Remains Raw. I make sure everything remains. What? Abandon niggas talk shit, then they abandon shit. What? Who Got Y'all All in Check? Come on, man. It's a Party. I don't remember Hot Fudge. Ill Vibe with Q-Tip. I don't remember that. Flip Mode Squad meets Def Squad. I remember that. Still Shining. Keep It Moving. What was that one? The Finish Line and End of the... We got to give this classic. This is too impactful. This isn't the first time we met Busta Rhymes, of course. You know, we knew him before. That was Leaders in the New School and all that. But now his first album, the way it ages, how unique he came on the scene, his sound, his charisma, his energy, and hit records on here. Nah, man. I mean, it's got Woo-Ha on it. So that's enough to carry, you know, the popularity of having a moment. Woo-Ha is a hip-hop moment. You know, just like, let's say, Black Rob, Whoa was a moment. Like, everything stops for that, you know? Yeah, I think he's got at least one. He's got one in a possible. Okay, we playing spades with Busta Rhymes on that one, man. He's got one in a possible. Now, I saved this guy for last, Royce, because he gives me the easiest answer. And once again, some of these I got out the mud. Royce 5'9", Independence Day. I got that out the mud. Buzz, Royce 5'9", is that the one that had Boom on it? The DJ Premier shit, Boom? Is that what Buzz was from? But once again, not a complete album. Then just one song. We're talking about Rock City. Not a classic. Not a classic. Nah. What else we got? This one, Death is Certain. Not a classic album. Not. It's not. I'll come to the last one I got from the homie. Layers. Not a classic. And you can't count the Eminem joints, right? Those are collabs. But this, of all the albums that I just pulled up on screen, somehow Royce has the clearest, easiest for me to determine classic hip hop album. Street hop. I'm just saying. This is an undeniable one. I know I looked like a little iffy with Busta Rhymes' third album, Extinction Level Event. And I'm gonna go classic on Busta Rhymes' first album, but this to me is, I don't even gotta think about it. This is like classic album. If you haven't heard it, if you haven't listened to it, if you don't own it, I know 3 probably don't know what the hell I'm talking about right now, but this is an absolute certified one right here. Look at this. I got 2 of the CDs. I don't know how I ended up with 2. It ain't no one's a DVD and one's the album. I don't know how I ended up with 2 in here. I have no clue. Maybe one was scratched and I got I don't know. But look at that, on accident. That's so much of a classic, huh? On accident. Like, nah. We ain't doing that with Royce's Street Hop album. That's one of them ones. So interesting Mount Rushmores that are going around. I'm seeing them change faces every day now. I seen one with like Coogee Rap and Rakim and Chris and what else is another one? I seen a West Coast one. I might pull some of those up more, depending on if I feel a way when I see them. We'll see. All right. This one's straight out of Checks and Balances, y'all. I thought this was cool to bring up. I got 2 more for y'all. I thought this was fun to check out since we have a lot of movie heads over here on this channel, too. The most expensive movie scenes of all time. Some of these I was able to guess. Other ones caught me off guard. And I'll tell you why in a second. Top Gun, Maverick, Real FA-18 aerials, $13 million. So we know that these are real aerial stunts and real planes in the movie. I wouldn't have thought it cost you $13 million, but the type of planes that they are, the amount of training, the type of cinematography that you got to put around this type of shit. And this guy, Tom Cruise, does a lot of real stunts. So that type of money just adds up. $13 million. I'm not shocked to see this. The Dark Knight Rises mid-air plane stunt. I didn't even know that this was real. I thought that this was like some green screen type of, but $20 million just for the scene. Wow. Makes you want to pull up how much the movie made overall. I didn't think that this shit was real, B. That's crazy. Who the fuck is signing on to do these stunts? A bunch of people that do skydiving and shit probably, and professionals, but I'm saying that's too much for me. Mission Impossible 7, train off of a cliff finale, $21 million. The scene is incredible. And there's just so much going on within that action sequence. But as far as the train going off the cliff, I would have to look at it again to determine whether I think it's real or not. Or then again, this saying that it cost $21 million doesn't necessarily mean that the train going off the cliff is real. Maybe just creating the whole scene cost that. I don't know. And maybe I should take that same advice for the Dark Knight. No, it says plane stunt. The fact that it put plane stunt gonna make me think it's real. This one, I don't know if the train going off a cliff though is real. Definitely not with the people in it as a stunt. No. Maybe on the inside, the train shit is being shot and it costs a lot to put it together and all of that. But then when you send the train off the cliff, that's nobody's in there. You just send it off and, and you record the explosion or whatever. I mean, he did the real motorcycle off the cliff, right? Tom Cruise in one of the Mission Impossibles. A motherfucker really drove a motorcycle off of a cliff, B. You just don't know what Mission Impossible. I don't know. That could be that they really trashed the train off of a cliff. You never know. Tenet full scale 747 crash, $22 million. And that wasn't even that crazy of a scene to me. I don't know. 22 million. Tenet just didn't live up to what I thought it was going to live up to. I thought I was going to walk into watching another Matrix or some shit. I thought the movie was underwhelming. But anyway, 22 million for that scene. All right. Y'all got it. Saving Private Ryan, the Omaha Beach opening, 24 million. It's just a lot of people, a lot of props, big scenes like that. One of the biggest war movies of all time. 24 million just sounds incredible for one scene, man. Waterworld, I would have never guessed this. The floating attack set, 47 million to pull that whole scene off. Makes me want to go watch that shit. Like, where's the 47 going to? Industry tallies up to, oh no, that's in general. VFX and all that. Okay. Yeah, so it's when we talk about some of these numbers, you're talking about the sequences themselves, VFX, cost money, crew days, custom builds, stack up. All right. Doesn't guarantee savings since crashing planes, flooding sets, or wrecking cars can push a scene near 50 million with insurance and resets. Yeah, you take a Ferrari and you throw it out of a plane or some shit like that. That's the car itself costs some bread, right? A complex finale can outprice an entire $5 million indie budget because time, risk, and coordination drive up the bill. Wow. Okay, let's keep going. Speed 2, the cruise ship slams into the harbor. $50 million. Okay. These are budgets. I don't know what we was trying to do. What we trying to do in battle rap, fighting over a couple $1,000s and shit. These are budgets, B. 007 shit, the Rome car chase, $50 million. Avengers Endgame finale battle, 60 million. Now, this is one of the ones where I'm just like, I totally get the numbers because I feel like Avengers Endgame broke records as far as how much it grossed, right? The sales, the numbers of a movie like this. And that finale scene was damn near half an hour plus. Might have been longer than that, right? So 60 million for a movie like this, a closeout like this. I get it. I get it. Even if it's a lot of green screen, it's not just about the green screen element. I get it. And this one caught me off guard. The Matrix Reloaded, Neo versus 100 Smiths, 70 million. I just felt like so much of that was just digital and green screen. And I don't know. I guess the way behind the scenes you put that type of shit together is expensive. Okay, cool. But 70 million for that. And that was one of the key scenes to the whole movie, right? Reloaded. The biggest scenes of Reloaded was that and the after they rescued the Keymaker, that whole chase scene when Neo got locked away up in the mountains. Meanwhile, his peoples, Morpheus and Trinity and everything is on the motorcycles on the highway and all that shit, and the agents is tracking them. And the Neo finally swoops in at the end to save them niggas from the exploding truck. That was a long sequence. If you go from the Keymaker and them getting chased and that fight scene, you know, with the Merovingian or whatever, if you start from there all the way to Neo catching them off of the exploding truck, that might be 30, 35 minutes plus of watching and sitting in an action sequence. That within itself pulls Reloaded up. That, and then, of course, this scene fighting the Agent Smiths. Those two scenes pull the whole movie up. Because everything else about Reloaded dropped it down a little bit when you compare it to part 3 and part 1. And we're not even going to talk about part 4, which was trash. Titanic, the sinking ship. Oh, what? I mean, how many awards did the Titanic win? I guess it's all worth it at the end of the day, right? Jesus Christ, 141 million for the Titanic sinking ship. Jesus. I am. If you're into cinema, you'll love Wealth. Okay, appreciate it. Shout out to Checks and Balances on this one, man. That's crazy to see. That is crazy to see. All right, last but not least, this is a personal one. I don't know how many of y'all is really going to give a shit, but it broke my heart yesterday. Drais nightclub is shutting down in Vegas. Yo. Let me tell you a quick course of events for me. Because I'll be going to Vegas like 3-4 times a year. And Drais is like one of the big pieces of every trip that we do. Whether it's the day party on a Saturday, the beach day party, the night party, maybe on a Friday, where you're gonna go catch like a big artist performing, or the after hours joint that normally starts at like 2 a.m. Right. And I only went to that like once, but I got friends that go to that shit consistently, and everybody swears by the after hours too. And it's like, this is the best club in Vegas, and it's one of the best clubs in the world. Yo, I'm gonna tell you this, man. Listen, my man Tate DM'd me this yesterday. Let me go back to my DM. And I felt so bugged out for it. I DM'd a promoter that I talked to. Do I still have it in my screenshots? That always takes care of us when we get to sets up our sections and that type of shit that we reach out to for our reservations. Here it is right here. I reached out to our main promoter that we rock with for booking Drais. I sent them this shit, and I was just like, yo, is this for real? He texted me back, for sure. And my company is partnered with every club. Drais is definitely the best hip-hop club, but more hip-hop will be programmed at other venues now. So it'll be more spread out, talking about Vegas. And yeah, all the biggest artist shows were for Drais, but other clubs will now start to pick up some of those artists. LOL, they are all losing money. And Vanderpump, I don't even know what that is, bought Cromwell. They didn't want Drais there. So it's a mix of multiple things. So the money loss thing, I would have never fathomed, because they always have major artists coming through Drais. They're always packed. That they got high prices for all their liquor, all their sections, everything. And it's the go-to spot. It's just, I don't see how they're losing money in there. I don't know what they're doing to lose. As far as them being bought out, whoever this Vanderpump is that bought Cromwell is the casino that Drais is inside. So that is the big draw to Cromwell, because there's really nothing else going on in Cromwell. There's like only one restaurant. There's no shopping. There's no nothing in Cromwell. Cromwell as an overall casino to go to is shit. You'd rather go to Caesars or Tropicana or Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason to go to Cromwell other than Drais. And they're saying these people are coming in and they don't want Drais there, but the nightclub or the after hours is still staying, which is that underground part, but the top shit is all going away. This is heartbreaking, man. It's fucking heartbreaking. After years of dominating the Las Vegas strip nightlife scene from high above, the Cromwell Drais is shutting down its rooftop venue for good. The closure will take place right after Halloween weekend, with the final night of rooftop partying scheduled for November 2nd, 2025. But this isn't the end of Drais. It's more like a new chapter as it takes things back to where it all began. Instead of fading out, the legendary nightclub is returning to its roots by reopening the original basement space beneath Cromwell. Or maybe so they don't just do that after hours. Maybe they turn that into a regular nightclub too, with people pulling up 11, 12, 1 a.m. in the morning. Drais first opened as a basement after hours spot nearly 30 years ago, and the upcoming relaunch plans to capture the raw underground energy while still delivering the upscale Vegas experience partygoers expect. No more pool parties at Vegas, B. Damn. I mean, at Drais, that sucks, man. That sucks. That sucks. All right, that's it today, man. I'm heartbroken behind that. Maybe I don't give a fuck, but I do. All right, let's check out some of the supers. We got Capo that came in 551, 9 minutes before the stream started. Grand Ascension to ARP mods and members. Subscribe, share, and like. Join, become a brick and a part of the green team. Salute, Capo. Appreciate you, G. Caught up on a lot of checks and balances yesterday. Capo be putting wild shit in the chat, man. He do a lot of the wild crime that sometimes can make you uncomfortable. Like, there's certain shit in our chat, I'll be like, YouTube is not gonna let us play that. And I'm cool. Like that one I chatted about yesterday, Capo, with the family and the girl that was getting arrested. I was just like, I got a little sick for a second, B. Like, Oh no, Capo. Nah, shout out to Capo. Shout out to the whole checks and balances, man. We be staying up on a lot of the news and what's going on for y'all. Shout out to our member Sean. He says this not related, but ARP, you gotta listen to Heels Have Eyes 2 by West Side Gun. Okay, I'm not even that up to speed on West Side Gun as a whole. So if it's that dope, okay, maybe I'll give it a listen. I'll see. I appreciate that, G. Thank you. Jay is in the building with a huge super chat. 21 says, "Can you do something for me?" That's a song, of course. She got the brick up there as well. 21. Oh, Savage, right? That's my guess. 20. Duh, ARP. Damn, I'm slow as shit. I'm so slow. I got one finally though, but 21. Can you do something? Damn, I feel stupid now. Like that took me way too fucking long. What the fuck is wrong with me? All right, Don Bean, our member, says, peace to the whole gang, ARP and the green team and the mods. Got to be a Bush baby today, but I'm here listening. Or you got stuff going on? You got us playing on speaker, or you got your earbuds in while you're moving around? It's all good as long as you're here. You being here, the green team on deck. You know that means the world. So it's all good. I appreciate you, G. I remember Misha's in the building. She says that I tried to tell you I had 3 of them, right? So when I wore the first one, somebody said in the chat, ARP hat game is dope, and I was wearing the red one. And I said I had the pink one and the navy blue one. So yesterday I just threw on the pink one, and today I threw on the navy blue one. So I'm gonna get off these now. But appreciate it. Yeah, I caught these in Vegas, like I said, at one of them stores out there. Never seen them anywhere else. So I said, let me grab those. It's like a suede finish. Well, not like it is. It's suede. Got a couple joints, tags on both sides. Got a little something on the back. So it's cool, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mish. Capo says, we appreciate y'all. Absolutely, we do. Don Bean, who's been a member for 17 months, OG status, says, I'm out the bushes. We talking music now. Yeah. That was at 7:20. Yeah, so we got to that. That was probably when he was doing the Mount Rushmore. Shout out to you, Don. Mr. Hall 92 says Fab Soul Tapes. Yeah, he's got classic mixtapes. Doesn't have classic albums. So he's not the only one like that. Lil Wayne got classic mixtapes and classic albums. Some of his Carters are classics. Some of them. Who else doesn't have classic albums but has classic mixtapes? Let me think about that for a second. Who has a classic mixtape but not a classic album? Does Jeezy have classic albums? Maybe. Definitely has classic mixtapes. But I mean, the Thug Motivation 101 and all that. But does he have a classic album? He might. Let me try to find one more real quick. Somebody that has classic mixtapes but not a classic album. Slaughterhouse? Cannabis? I ain't lying. Damn, who else? I'm going blank, but I'm gonna give it another 30 seconds. I'm gonna pause here. I'm gonna try and see if I can find a couple other ones I could think about. Well, it's just people that got mixtapes that never had an album, like Joey Jihad and Quilly and a lot of Philly rappers and DVD era guys and whatnot. You know, same thing in New York. You know, you got the Max B's and the Stack Bundles and all that. They got some classic mixtapes. Never got an album out though. Joe Budden. None of Joe Budden's albums are classic. None of them. But there's no question about the Mood Music series, right? So 50 Cent has both classic mixtapes and classic albums. Oh, here's one for you. Lloyd Banks might have both. Not Lloyd Banks' second album. The Blue Cover, was that Rotten Album? Not that one. The first one. Lloyd Banks' first album is a classic. It's pretty much got no skippable tracks, and he definitely got classic mixtapes too. Lloyd Banks has both. I'm glad I took my time for a second. There you go. All right, I'll leave it there. Don Bean, I remember, came back and says, now Royce is my guy, top tier lyricist. So Royce, I can argue, is the only person in the entire world that can go song for song, verse for verse with Eminem on multiple albums. And sometimes best them. I'm just saying. Royce, I could argue this too. Royce might be the only guy that I know that can almost do what Eminem does. Almost. His style is different. His general, I just feel like he can get in pockets that Eminem gets into. And if you change the voice with AI or some shit, you would think it's the same person. Almost. That's not his general style, though. But he's done it on some of their albums together. It's just like, oh, they're rapping the same on the In and Out, Styles P and Jada type flow. And it's just like, oh, Royce and Eminem is doing this. Oh my God. You know, Royce has shown that. It's right there for you. So that makes him right off rip one of the best rappers of all time. Royce. No denying. Absolutely no denying. Don Bean also said Joe Budden. Yeah. Classic mixtape, but not a classic album. Yep, you with me on that one. You got it. God the Brand says, this is always my morning vibe. Drinking to work. Oh, I'm sorry. I said drinking to work. I hope not. Driving to work. You did. Blessings to ARP at the chat. I appreciate you, homie. One of our members, man. You're in the building with us. Thank you, G. All right. Fun hip-hop discussion. A little bit of controversy. Some takes that maybe you didn't expect from me. Young Thug continued news. And some mixed in stuff, of course, that's off rap like Drais. The fuck is going on? And the scene from Matrix and Titanic. I'm random, man. Nobody does streams like us. Nobody. I see. Here, let me say this. I'm gonna say this. If you would have asked me 6 months ago, I would have said, I don't see anybody with the format of podcast that we have. You know who has at times a similar format? Trap Ross now, right? And shout out to Ross. There's nothing new under the sun. But I even heard him intro one of his videos like that, and I see him the way I do, where he pulls on the information, and then he lines it up, and then he goes through his stream live, or or maybe he records, but he just goes through a stream, and he's pulling on all of his information in between in his examples. Very, very similar formatting. But even the landscape of what we do here, I've never seen it anywhere. And when I say the landscape, you could click a video that has the title Young Thug caught talking down on Lil Durk in a leaked video, in leaked audio, and get to the end of the stream when we're talking about Drais closing down. I don't see that format anywhere. Sometimes we pull in true crime. Sometimes we pull in random news updates, movies, music. We debate. We're interactive. So when you add all these elements and you put it in the same podcast episodes, I don't see this format anywhere or this landscape anywhere. I've never seen it. It might exist somewhere out there because there's billions of podcasters and content creators. I just never seen it. We are the first that I've crossed paths with on that one. So I think that's dope, people. Interactive, live chat, world news, true crime, hip hop, music, movies, debates, life, gems, real world talk, man to man, man to woman. Sometimes y'all in the chat, woman to woman, stats, homework, man, we are a diamond in the rough, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. We got to pat ourselves on the back when it comes to the Sorry It's True podcast. We are a diamond in the rough. And I promise y'all, man, if somebody comes around with a bag, man, I'm gonna try to make sure that we keep it live. I already got people asking me what's up with the rumbles and the kicks and all that type of stuff. Like I told y'all before, I'll change this whole landscape and everything and go like streaming mode. I would use this whole room that I'm in right now. You know, maybe bring in guests and all that type of shit, but I would need to be in a different position with this. You know, we would have to multiply this by like 3 or 4 for me to do that. Right now, I'm comfortable doing this, but the growth, it's a brick by brick thing. We will evolve with the growth of this podcast. And that's one thing I want to maintain, no matter what platform we end up on, or even if we just stay here, just like this. I want to keep the live chat. You know, back in my battle rap blogging days, you guys know I could talk my shit just solo, right? Some of those blogs are on the channel, 250,000 views and shit. That's a fact. You know, I know they were controversial. All due respect to everybody, but I got 100,000+ view blogs and 250,000 blogs and whatnot on the channel. But at this point in my life, and when it comes to content creating from a career standpoint, I like interactive. I like the live element. So I will never abandon that, people. I promise y'all. And that's why it damn near feels like a family over here. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I know some of y'all. Y'all are now pushing me to do a meet and greet in 2026. We'll see how that goes. It's dope though. Y'all are even asking to meet some of the mods. It's not even just about ARP. Somebody put in the chat the other day, I want to meet ARP and Jay. Jay is a mod. Have any of y'all ever seen Jay on camera before? I've met Jay in person. You know what I'm saying? Like, but have y'all ever seen Jay on camera before? No, y'all haven't. And people in the chat want to meet her from this podcast. Like, that's so dope. And some of y'all gonna want to meet Sniper, you know what I'm saying? Or Capo, or Misha, or You Tried It 205. Like, I think that's cool that's building over here. Twiz got to pull up for me, man. Pull up, Twiz. You know what I'm saying? We got all some of these people, is like y'all getting so familiar with them, and so am I. You know, you see them every day, you know, in the mornings and shit. We know each other's schedules and shit. Like, yeah, I'm on my way to work right now. Now I know it's a high probability that if God the Brand is in the chat, he's probably driving to work. I don't even see her in the chat today, but Miss Abby, right? I don't even see her today. I'm just telling you like how you get familiar. I know Miss Abby could be on the way or coming home from work. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. It's dope though. It's dope. I'm scrolling through the chat a little bit. Banji Baby 21. What's good, love? Good to see you. Shout out to the members. Yeah, see, I don't even see Miss Abby today, but I probably know where she is. That's great. Darby, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I get the point. What time is it? 7:57, almost 8 a.m. All right, 2 hours in. I kind of guessed that one for today, but it's all good. Let's get up out of here now. Drop in the chat or drop in the comments. Is audio dropping today? New audio for Young Thug? Yes or no? Drop it. I'm going to say yes at this point. Fuck it. They're just killing him. It is what it is. But I'll see y'all 6 a.m. tomorrow. We'll talk about it.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry Street Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.
Without my thing, still got a gun.